Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The Peacemaker event is now live, and I know that not everyone is always happy with guest characters. Some people love them, some people hate them, others are just happy to get new characters into the game. But I'm going to take a look at his kit and try and be objective to see if he is a good character and whether or not you should summon him into your roster. I'll also take a look at what gear you should run on him, what characters will work well with him, and also the relic that comes with the event and whether or not you should go after that one. So let's get into his kit, and the first couple of things that you need to be aware of: he is body affinity, he is an attacker, so he could work quite well for both the Liu Kang and the Scarlet boss battles. But if you're thinking of running him as part of your MK1 team, just be aware he does not have the MK1 tag. The only synergy that he does have is with Earthrealm, so you could still run him alongside Kenshi and MK1 Scorpion. However, he won't receive any of their extra bonuses for MK1 characters. Now onto his kit and his first auto ability, Exploding Compression Bullets. Besides dealing damage, there is a chance in correlation to Peacemaker's accuracy that on impact that bullet will explode into an area of effect, dealing damage to foes within the radius. This will also inflict a mastery debuff, which means that your opponents won't be able to apply things like burn and bleed as easily. There's a lot more chance you'll be able to resist that. So not a bad move to kick off with. His second auto ability there is Eagerly. Obviously everyone wants to see this eagle in action, and he'll dive bomb his target, inflicting damage and also inflicting a critical chance debuff for a duration. And in correlation to Peacemaker's accuracy, Eagerly will attack additional foes, inflicting critical chance debuff on each one, dealing more damage. So a couple of things that we can take out of just these auto abilities. First of all, accuracy is very important to his kit. So when you're putting gear on him, you're really looking for a lot of accuracy in those substats. Also within those auto abilities, you've got debuffs for both crit chance and mastery. That's really going to slow someone like MK1 Scorpion down a lot, take away some of his effectiveness if you can get those debuffs to apply to him. Onto his passive ability, Solemn Vow. At the start of the battle, he'll activate a shield, which reflects 20% of all ranged damage back at that foe. Then once the shield wears off, after a number of ranged attacks, or if he uses Sonic Boom, the shield will reactivate. Now for each Earthrealm teammate present at the start of the battle, Peacemaker receives a special charge boost. Now that's always important, because getting to those special moves as quick as you possibly can really turn the tide of battle in your favor. The other thing that I can see from this, there are a few things in there that look like they could really try and be taking Kenshi out of the battle. Reflecting 20% of the damage dealt from ranged attacks back at the attacker is definitely something that Kenshi is going to feel the pinch from, especially because Peacemaker will also have the affinity advantage over him. So if you are struggling against the Kenshis in the game, you may get some value out of Peacemaker. But let's talk about his special ability, Sonic Boom, where he shoots his opponent from a distance, dealing damage. If the foe is suffering from a debuff, which he does apply a few of these debuffs to his victims, it gets removed, and the bullet lodged in their skull deals additional damage. So if they already have a debuff on them, this is going to do more damage to them. Peacemaker then receives 100% special meter gain for 5 seconds. So it is really important when you're choosing your target for this special ability, aiming for characters that do have debuffs on them, because getting that special meter gain for 5 seconds is just going to help him get to that special ability once again. Now, if Peacemaker hits 4 foes suffering from debuffs consecutively, which means 4 times that you have used Sonic Boom, that's when the sonic boom is actually going to go off, dealing damage to all foes and inflicting defense debuff for a duration. Now, on one hand, it seems like this ability is going to do a hell of a lot of damage, but the problem with this one is that you're going to have to use this ability 4 times within the battle and targeting opponents with debuffs on them to get the most out of them. Now, depending on how fast this ability actually charges in the first place, you may not even get 4 opportunities to use this within one battle, especially something like the arena. A lot of times you don't even get to use everyone's special ability, and if you do, you certainly don't get a second chance very often to use them. So if you are going to summon him into your roster, you're going to get more use out of him in some of the other battles, such as boss battles and other areas of the game, rather than places like the arena. He's not likely to boost you up the ranks too far. In saying that though, he does have some pretty decent counters, at least on paper, against characters like MK Scorpion and also Kenshi, which can be a lot of trouble in the arena for a lot of players. So you never know. If you do summon him, try him out, especially on defense, and see how well he holds up. In terms of gear, you want to be running an attack set and a crit chance set. You want to try and get as much damage out of him as you possibly can. The thing that you do have to keep in mind, like I said before, make sure that you have as much accuracy as possible built into that gear. That way you're really going to be able to take advantage of some of those extra buffs that this character has based on his accuracy. The other thing that I do want to talk about is in the event store for Peacemaker, the relic that he comes with is actually pretty decent. So regardless of whether you summon Peacemaker or not, you really want to be going for this one throughout the event. There's plenty of time to be able to unlock both of them. It's always good to have 2 copies of these epic relics in your inventory. If you choose to limit break them, that's up to you, but you can also get a lot more out of just having 2 characters that can use these. But the Helmet of Peace, it has attack and accuracy as your base stats. You also get a percentage health and a percentage crit damage. And if the wielder's foe has lower accuracy than the wielder and suffers a debuff, they receive plus 10% additional damage when they are attacked by the wielder. Additionally, if the damage is ranged, it increases by 2% per 100 accuracy that the wielder possesses. If the wielder has the higher accuracy on their team, teammates receive 10% critical damage boost. Now, I know that this really looks like it's built just for Peacemaker, but this could also work really well on characters like Aaron Black, even Sindel. They are very good at range damage, and both characters will really benefit from them. This is actually unrestricted, so you could put it on literally anybody. Even someone like Mad Queen Melina that I was looking at the other day, she could probably benefit from this if you can build some accuracy into her gear set. She won't get the ranged portion from this relic, but there's still plenty that she can take advantage of, so it might be something worth considering. Speaking of Mad Queen Melina, I was going to do a summoning for her, but she hasn't been put in as a featured fighter as yet. As soon as she does, I'll be summoning her, testing her out, seeing how well she actually goes, so stay tuned for that. If you'd like to support the channel, a super thanks would be very much appreciated. Other than that, guys, like and sub, you know the deal. We got plenty more Onslaught coming your way. Don't miss out, and we'll catch you in the next one.